Welcome back, my kindred, to Canada by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade live play podcast. The coterie made their final plans in the apartment being prepared for the prince's address and subsequent execution. Val and Everett decided they would douse the rest of the building in silver nitrate and store hidden weapons in the apartment to take care of the prince and his bodyguards. Evangeline insisted on talking through various contingencies, and Veron Ferron made arrangements to decorate the room to conceal everything without arousing the prince's suspicion. Find out what happens next as we return to the world of darkness.
Everett, you wanted to make a phone call to the prince to let him know that Doris was not going to be attending the parade.
Yeah.
Turned into a white and was executed.
Yeah. So I'm down in my basement and just, I think just like sitting up against the lid of the coffin, take out the cell phone and scroll to Big Toasty and hit call.
Hey, big guy.
Good evening, sir. I wanted to speak to you after our call earlier tonight about the floats and things like that. There was something I wanted to talk to you about in person, but I feel like I should tell you now.
Okay, because I've been building those floats for a while. You know, the teams are working.
Well,
so if you decide you want to do something other than your big band, I can't swing that.
No, I'm fine with what you got for me, but one of our officers, she's no longer with us. She won't be present for the float.
Did she quit? We don't let them do that.
She was my magic user. She was Tremere, so she helped craft the shaft of belated disillusion. She extracted all of Dylan Zane's financial information from his mind. She helped us, through magical means, track down the true right hand of Lilith, and we killed him last night.
Awesome. Okay, so what the fuck happened?
I pushed her too hard, sir. That was all a lot to do in one night, and she, I didn't know this was possible, but I've since learned what she turned into. She turned into a white, sir, and she had to be destroyed.
Yeah, well, I guess whites happen. You know, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. If we're going to get that much stuff, fine. You got like a new person to be your new witch or whatever?
Not as of yet, no, sir.
All right, well, we're going to have to make the Pyramid 2.0 do that. Get you a bunch more witches now that happens. Okay, well, I have a giant lion with a cowboy hat on it. That's awkward. Is there anybody in town you think's been doing good lately? Should they have a float?
I could think of a couple of officers, yeah. Do they strictly need to be the sheriff's department or just whoever?
I'm kind of neutral. It's your day, buddy. What do you want it to be? Who do you want to celebrate on your day? Who do you want to say publicly, they're great? Also, you can really stick it to their enemies. If there's somebody you don't like, you can choose a rival and put them up there. Everything's got consequences in fun ways.
Wow, yeah. Maybe, I don't suppose I could ask for a little time to think on that, could I?
I mean, we're both going to go to sleep soon, and then it's going to be parade time, buddy, so you kind of got to make a call. I got a lion with a cowboy hat on it that's almost finished that I got to turn into something else. The lion's staying. The cowboy hat might stay, too.
Well, then what about you, sir?
Oh, I've got my own float.
Okay.
Don't you worry about me.
Do you want a
lion with a cowboy hat on it?
Kind of leading your procession?
I mean, that does sound kind of cool. I could pick somebody to ride it. All right, maybe I pick my favorite clan. That's fun.
Sure. I don't think I can tell you not to, but...
That's correct. You can't. Here's your chance, though, Sheriff. I'll let you pick. Otherwise, I pick. Do you have a favorite clan?
I do not, sir. I do not have a favorite clan.
Interesting. Well, I've got my own plans then. We'll add a little float to the parade. And I'd say for the future, maybe you should start picking some favorites. Because if you don't have a favorite, they all get kind of jealous.
That sounds like good advice, sir. I'll try to keep that in mind for the next Everett Friday.
Smart. So are you, I have to ask, Are you familiar with your songs for tomorrow? Have you picked a little list? Because the brass band is requesting music and some advice on that kind of things.
Oh, yeah. And Everett, like, on his phone, like, minimizes the call and goes to, like, Spotify, I guess, or something, or like, Google.
Yeah.
And it's just like Chapel Roan, spells chapel wrong for sure. But I think Google probably finishes up and is like, yeah, good luck, babe.
That sounds great. That sounds great. I love that. Thank you for that's a beautiful tribute to me.
Is that a good one? Or
I think it's great, but I think singing just like one song on loop for the whole parade's pretty tough. So you might want to tag on like 2 other numbers. They don't have to be chapel. That's a nice little thing for me. But like 2 other things for you. You've got your band. The whole town's going to hear you singing, and they'll probably hear you as you go by. So like,
and the band just knows all songs. The band and the band, they can just play whatever.
Well, no, that's why I'm asking you for the other 2 songs that you're going to sing, and then I'll give it to. I mean, they're a house band, so you give them music, they'll be able to pull it up pretty quick. They're great.
Wow. You sure they shouldn't be singing this stuff, sir? I just mean for the quality of the performance.
It's not. It's not Toasterosa's Band's Day. It's Everett Friday, buddy. You did good. You killed so many people. Remember Sam Buttwise?
I do.
That was so funny. Seriously, though, what are the other 2 songs?
All right. How about the MTA song, sometimes called "The Man Who Never Returned" by the Kingston Trio?
That's a deep cut. I'll pass it along.
I can pick something else.
No. These are not wrong. It's Everett Friday. Okay, so we got that one.
I don't know what's popular
we got that.
anymore.
We got Goodbye, Babe.
Good luck, babe.
We got Good Luck, Babe. It's very similar to Goodbye, Babe. I did my own cover. And then what's the third one? What do you think people are going to want to hear after those first 2?
Oh, and I think after like just a night of like just mentally exhausting, like managing these children and their own little machinations and their little infighting and trying to get them together to assassinate the man who could wipe us all off the map kind of thing. I think he just like, this is like a song that like he knows and likes and stuff like that, but it's not like parade appropriate, but he's just like at the end of it. So he's just like, 16 tons, Ernie Ford.
Okay. I like it. This is going to be weird. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to pick a favorite to get their own lion float. Maybe we'll keep the cowboy hat. And we're going to have a good day. So I'm going to get Red Cell there over through the daytime. You know, I can get everything put in place. The floats will be there. We'll be ready to kick off pretty much right away. They'll take a look at that Val Miller Family Protection Building. We're going to have our little meeting.
Yeah. We saw Veron Ferron there earlier this evening. He was getting it all gussied up. So he's real nice.
Very pleased. So we can make things look respectful inside the building. We can do a little walk and a little grand processional entrance. So I'll make sure that my bodyguards are there. We'll have the human officers will stand between them or something like that. It'll just balance everything out. And then I've got my own people coming in for the room. Red Cell stays outside, so we keep things nice and, regal and town managey.
That sounds fantastic, sir. The way you described it, I pictured in my head as sort of an intimate ceremony. So, yeah, we chose an appropriate space for just kind of the core people to the cause of New Haven.
Great. I love all of that. I will see you very soon. Fall asleep, little blinky blinky, wake up, time for parade.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Hangs up.
Goodbye. And just like the face I just made of Everett, just been like, what do you say? What do I, Everett Fry, say to someone saying a little blinky blinky and then good night, good morning parade? Like, just people don't baby talk to him or haven't since he was a baby. Like, he just what a ridiculous man. Kind of thing. And so Everett just like, oh, all right. And he's got to send a text to Val, and he had an idea of what it was going to be, so he starts typing it out, and basically the text reads as, delete this text after you read it. You have my permission to hunt and drain someone to death. We can't have any mistakes. I'm telling only you. You can never speak to me about this. I don't want to know who it is. I don't want to find out that you did this. You can choose to do it or not. And then that thumb is just like, send. And then he thinks about like, what's the point of all of this if we're just the same as everywhere else? This has to be like the thing that New Haven stands on. So it's like backspace, 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 backspace. And just thinking about what he knows about Teddy and that, Val has, out of everyone in the department, Val's outbursts tend to do the most damage physically, reputationally, and he's been carrying that because, it seems like the solution when someone is out of line in this world is to kill them, and that's not acceptable because A, he needs her, B, it's barbaric, C, D, E, F, like you just keep going, like, this is not someone who does this shit on purpose. But so he's just going to text out basically like, if we survive tomorrow, we need to talk. And he'll hit send to that because it's just all this stuff that he's got to figure out. And he feels like a piece of shit, just like I almost instructed one of my officers, to commit murder of an innocent person for personal gain, just to make this process easier kind of thing. And he's just like, ugh.
Dude, my limbs went numb when you said that.
Well, he just thinks back to like, I don't know if you're between a rock and a hard place or if you're the villain of this story. And he just like, if he has a reflective surface in his basement, just looks at the asshole looking back, is like, ugh, I just can't make eye contact with himself, and climbs into his big stupid box.
And you do that. And interestingly enough, despite the self-loathing, despite everything that you dislike about yourself for having considered that choice and for having made it, that is about as dark night of the soul as it gets. Mm-hmm. Being human does not mean liking yourself. Mm-hmm. Being human means looking at things and figuring out your priorities and not giving in to your baser vampiric nature. There is no role required. You can remove your stain.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That means I only have 2 stain remaining.
No. You can remove all of it. All of it. You're clear.
Shit.
Stain is considered to be a single role in like a reflective moment,
Wow.
sometimes talking with someone, sometimes elsewhere, of like a decisive back to the humanity level. But that decision would have either stained you again, or ultimately you made a decision that I think balances the things that you have done. It shows the path that Everett is on. Mm-hmm. It wasn't made for those reasons. It was made because of who Everett is, and that's why I think it should have the mechanical effect that it did. So your stain has been cleared. You remain as human as you are now.
That is relief out of character. Obviously, Everett feels no relief.
No, absolutely not.
Just like close the casket, and I think he tries to like go to sleep. Like if there's time before the natural shutdown of the body for daylight occurs, he just wants to like skip ahead. It was like, I don't want to be awake anymore. Just can I make this happen? Can I make the vampire sleep come?
Roll me a wits and occult.
Occult I don't think is much. No, so it's just straight wits. 1 success.
1 success. You focus on it in that restless, trying to go to sleep way.
Yeah. Everyone knows trying to go to sleep. Always so effective. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't know when you drift off. You don't know if it's earlier or not. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a tense process until you find yourself drifting off into that vampiric sleep. We know Val passed out on the couch.
Yep.
We know Evangeline probably went to bed. But a question for Evangeline, would you put Val in her coffin?
Can I lift her?
You're a vampire.
Even with her metal.
Her metal skeleton slows her down internally. It doesn't mean she weighs as much as a car.
Okay. Yeah, because I think everyone likes to be taken care of in some way. Even Val, even if she wouldn't admit it. So she'll carry her. She'll just pick her up, little baby.
A little big
Scoop
baby.
her up?
Big baby, scoop her up. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Put Val in her coffin.
Yeah.
And then you make your way to yours.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Picturing it. It's like, how do you get her through the door? Like,
It's easy. You turn to the side. It's fine.
And you all sleep
That's so nice.
through the day, the sleep of the vampires, until you awake. Evangeline, you awake first.
I do.
You are the most human. Mm-hmm. There is Percy hanging out. What do you do in this time that you get before the rest of the vampiric world awakes?
Feed Percy. Drink my blood. And Evangeline will lie on top of her coffin, just in like corpse pose, and just do a little meditation of just trying to ground herself and find some calm before the inevitable shit show that's going to happen. So just running through what the day's going to look like and trying to see everything that will happen from an objective perspective.
Okay. Roll me a
That's
wits
it.
and insight. Or I would accept intelligence and insight because you're actively choosing to meditate.
I think intelligence. Yeah. One success.
You're as successful as I think anyone would be on the day you were describing, trying to meditate to be okay with what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Meditating the day of combat is hard for anybody.
Yeah,
It's not
especially
of
when
no
you
value.
haven't been doing it
At all.
regularly as a practice.
Come back to it after a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
break
It's
on
like-
a crisis day. Like, why isn't this more calming?
Doesn't this work for people?
I ran one time. Why am I not fast?
oh my
and
God.
super powerful.
That's so real.
Yeah.
So that is what you experience when Val, you awake. You awake to find yourself in your coffin.
Val has an instant startle response because that is not what she remembered falling asleep to.
Yep.
And then thinks, like, it must have been Evangeline. No one else can get into this room.
Correct.
And then she'll just get up. Hey, Clark.
Evangeline, her eyes are like already open. Like her meditation is failing so much that she just like looks over to you. Hey.
Thanks. Last night was good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Val, you see when you check your phone that you have a text from the sheriff.
Oh, that's right. And then she will just wander back into the kitchen while looking at that, and then just text back, "Okay, send." No, no one likes a "we've got to talk" text.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Val, anything important there?
No, Val says, lying.
Can you roll me a manipulation
Yep.
and subterfuge?
Okay,
Versus Evangeline, I will take a wits and an insight.
it's gonna be good.
2 successes.
One success.
You know she's lying.
Well, she's allowed her secrets too. She's gonna. She probably might have pushed her a little bit more, but they had a nice night last night. Let's just be friends.
Take the W. Yeah. You successfully do that. Val, you get your blood for the day. You're both there.
Good.
One of the big questions for you, Evangeline, is what you're going to do with Percy today. Is Percy going to stay with you through the day, or are you going to leave him somewhere, and with whom?
It's an excellent question.
We have one person's son safely in the hospital. What about yours?
I was actually thinking maybe I should send him to the hospital too. I don't like putting him in the sheriff's department because if things go bad, that building could also be destroyed. It's across the street.
Yep.
So yeah, she'll send him to the hospital.
Great. Would you be Troy? You could send Troy to take him, obviously. You could call a cab, but just have a cab deliver him. You're well enough known in the city, and the cabs are reliable.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
I'm imagining you text Dr. Holloway to make sure he arrives and is picked up.
Yeah, I'll text Kate and say like he can hang out with Will or just like somewhere safe.
With Will is good.
Yeah.
This parade sounds nuts. You get as a text back.
I've sent along a toy he likes to chew and just some food.
Cool. Should we be expecting casualties?
Possibly.
Possibly wink face or possibly shrug emoji?
Hopefully none you have to tend to.
Vampire emoji.
That's it. She's not going to send more over text.
Understood. And you have this kind of brief moment. You get a text 15 minutes later that's like, dog arrived with Will. Percy looks good.
Great. Thank you. Happy dog profile.
Happy dog, boy, computer, water gun sent back.
Great. Heart. Yellow heart.
That has been achieved.
Our sons are friends.
Everett, you awake in the basement.
Yep.
You
Get up.
receive your response from Val, and then you've got Good Boy. I don't know if you'd walk him today, and I don't know what you're going to do with Good Boy.
I think I'll walk him, but the walk will end at the station, and I'll have him sit with Bart.
Yeah, so you were the
So he
first
can stay
person
with
to
Barty.
go outside and see what has been set up outside the building. So
Yeah.
the front hallway has been elaborately draped to set up a purple carpet to the elevator. The walls have been decorated like upstairs. It's clearly designed to be a processional walk with some light fixtures that have been left uncovered specifically to cast light along the way. When you step out onto the street, you see that massive screens have been set up along the kind of two of them along the front, angled out from the front of the Val Miller Family Protection Building. And as you walk and glance around the back, you can see it's also been done at the street behind the building. There are concrete dividers to protect this building, concrete dividers that have been set further out, and then another ring of them even further out. And there are a ton of red cell that you are seeing in position here. You're looking at nearly 100 that are in position out here guarding these with spaces lined up. There are big gaps left clearly for spectators to be able to watch. It is designed to be kind of a viewing zone, but these are red cell in full red and black armor with the helix. They're all in full face masks. They're all in visors. They're all armed. And you can see at the edges of this area, there are the Humvees that you have seen before with a number of them with the armored kind of 50 cal pintle mounts aimed as well. It is set up to be a very well protected war zone here. Can you roll me either an intelligence or a wits and investigation to try to math out this structure and kind of, or I would take it streetwise maybe.
To math out what's going on here?
Well, you know enough about the security, but you also know your town's forces to just try to run the math in your head on like, how would this go down if it was to go bad?
I'll do intelligence then.
Yeah.
Intelligence, and what was the other half?
I was saying it could be investigation for you to run the math consciously, or streetwise to just like trust your gut and muse as you walk.
I think instead of like wits and streetwise, it feels more like gut check. I think he's going to be more analytical towards this, so I'm going to do intellect and investigation.
Great.
As my pool. Oh, shit. The 3 10s were the last dice that I saw. I thought this was kind of a middling roll, but this is all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. successes.
Holy shit.
Nice.
You look at this and realize this is about effective containment. This is a group that has been put together. You don't know how much red cell is elsewhere. But you realize as you're looking at this, this would absolutely crush a mortal crowd. There's a question of how many red cells are available elsewhere, but also how many red cell operatives are there altogether?
In total, yeah.
Like, they're a private military corporation, but they're a private military corporation that functions with a strong kindred contingent.
And we took them out.
They took a hit.
They took a big hit there, yeah.
It's an interesting idea that I don't think it occurred to you before until you start mathing this out, and you're like, oh, they can't have hundreds of kindred. You have 170 kindred, and multiple different factions want what you have because it's a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So there might be a fair number of mortal red cell
Okay.
among these, because the masks, the gloves, everybody's fully disguised the whole time, which raises the question mark of how many kindred are there in red cell, which means if this goes bad out here, it will still be bad. They are armed. They are tooled up for this fight. It is there. But 170 kindred versus this is not an overwhelming sledgehammer of like, if it goes bad, it's over for the town.
Okay. That kind of morbid math plays out in his head, and he kind of shudders that he's making those kinds of calculations, and then reminds himself like it can't come to that.
Yeah. The plan is for that not to happen.
The plan is for that not to happen. You've taken the steps to keep that from happening. These are mercenaries, Everett. Money talks, and we will have the money. We will dismiss them. They will be paid for their services, and they will be paid to leave. Isn't that right, good boy? That's right. And keep walking. It's like I gotta get out of here. I gotta walk somewhere else.
And you go for a walk. You go for a walk around the area and walk back and drop Good Boy off at the station. You find an exhausted-looking Barty. It's the first time you've ever seen him drink a ration, focus for a second, and then seem slightly more energized. He's clearly been rousing to keep himself functioning. Alongside Unity Castile, who, being here already, suggests she may have stayed in the basement just to be here for the moment things kick off again. They are set up in the evidence locker. They have wires and cords and all these things that are feeding out through the back door that clearly have gone across the street and into the building where you are set up.
Evening, Bart.
Hey, yeah. We're fucking, but we're in a pretty good position here. This Unity's fucking clever, so we have the ability to lock down the building. We're fucking ready to splice it in the video. We got it done with Matthew Theobald. We got the fucking sprinkler system the way you wanted it. If you wanted it, we fucking got it, is what I'm saying.
We're as ready as we're going to be. You've all done a great job, Bart.
Well, thanks. I supervise, but honestly, it's pretty much Unity.
Well, thank you, Unity, and thank you for. I didn't expect to see you here so early. Thank you for.
I mean, I'm here to do a job, so it makes sense to just stay here, use the time, and 10 sent me, so I'm doing it. I'm here. I'm part of the team.
I appreciate that, and I'm the sheriff, so I won't forget this. I'll say thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sheriff.
Appreciate
I won't
it.
forget that.
Well, all right then. just like
All
not
right.
knowing how these like political conversations go. Like it seems like she gets it.
It seems to be the first person who did not interpret a vaguely worded thing as a threat. So that's probably a win for Everett.
Yeah. I brought Good Boy along. I thought maybe he could keep y'all company while you watch over things here.
Oh, wow. Hey, is Good Boy friendly? And can I say hi? Hello?
Friendlier to folks like you and me, not so friendly to mortals like Bart.
Oh,
although
okay.
he's made some strides in the past couple.
Unity's gonna crouch down. She's taken off. She's just in bare feet. She's crouched down with her back towards Good Boy, and just kind of with her hands down, and just like waiting to see if he'll approach.
He will slowly approach and sniff your hands.
Cool. And then she'll slowly lift a hand.
I don't know what
See
dogs
what he
are
does.
supposed to do in this scenario. So you are doing it. I'm just saying, like, what does the dog do? What's
It's like,
if we talk goal, it will be much better than me trying to
No,
improvise how a
because he
dog
sniffed my
responds.
hands. So
Does he
if
follow
I
it?
raise my hand to kind of his head height, and he brushes his head under to be Pat, then that's good. If he's like, get that hand away from me, she will back off.
He will see that, shake his head a little bit, go over and sit beside the desk with the computer.
All right, that's okay. We all have the ways we interact with other people. That's fine. You're still a good boy. Cool dog.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was gonna drop him off here, just get him out of the building for the night. Is there anything I can do or get for either one of y'all? I'm gonna be occupied for the rest of the night, but I'm here now.
I'm good. The daytime guys are there to do. They got to do they got to be a part of the parade thing, and then they'll all be in the building when you need them for the fucking shit to happen. So we're good, I think. Unless you want anything, Unity.
No, I know where the extra rations are in case I need to, rouse it up and stay sane.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna grab a couple extra guns out of the armory. I'll be right back. And Everett just wants to go in there and put weapons like a wooden stake and a regular handgun in his holster, because he's learned from interacting with enough of these vampires now of being like, I would be insulted if you didn't try to kill me or bring a weapon. So it's like, here are the weapons you can search me for and take away kind of thing.
Smart.
So he grabs those and puts them in, and he thinks he'll wait for a little while longer to see if Evangeline and Val come into the station. They can get their dummy guns, so to speak. If not, he'll take some extras and bring them out to them.
I imagine you guys would go over to the station after.
Yeah, Val will get in Cherry and drive and park Cherry behind the police station. So if there is an explosion, we have a little more distance, but we can still get to that car.
Smart.
So, do we have like a keyword or some sort of signal to, splice the video in? It's ready to go. It's
we probably don't want to cut just when you start blasting or whatever.
Yeah,
maybe people outside might start shooting.
Maybe a signal to lock down the building too, just so we have those clear cut.
Yeah, at the same time, I imagine.
Yeah, once it starts, do everything basically.
Oh, everything all at once. Okay.
Yeah, we'll lock it down. We'll fucking sprinkle. We can do that. Is there like a phrase you want to say so that we know to go? And then everybody, I guess, in the room with you will know to go. Val and Evangeline enter.
I just want to confirm that, do y'all have the live feed or y'all watching the delayed feed? Is there a difference?
I mean, we didn't really set up a delay, but do you want one?
I did want a delay for everyone watching outside, help give us a little bit of time, help you basically set up just the right kind of splicing point.
How much of a delay?
How much do you think you need for if you see something going wrong on your feed to make sure it looks all right outside? 30 seconds, a minute, I don't know.
Oh, a minute's pretty long. You look at a lot of live TV, it works on delay. Maybe, I don't know, 15 seconds? 10, 15 seconds?
Oh, wow.
Why don't we give ourselves 30 just in case something goes wrong or something?
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
30-second delay.
All right, I'll be over here. I got the camera cutter so I can make sure it look all good.
And then great.
Unity's going to call it. I'm really just pushing buttons.
All right. The plan is we'll hand the fake shaft of belated disillusion over to him, and his hands will be occupied holding an object, and that's when we're gonna do it. So it'll be me handing this box off to him, and he'll accept it, and then it really kicks up.
Sheriff, did you want to make what you say to him when you hand it over really clear, just in case the camera angle is different or you can't tell what you're doing with your hands on the feed?
Oh, right. Okay, so I should say something.
Or, you get someone to send me a message, something. Because here's the thing. I got a plan for things don't go the way that you want it to go, right? What if he's like, don't give me that, and we'll do this later, and I don't want to do this on air, and he changes things.
Right.
He changes a lot of things last minute. As we've seen, this is the whole reason this. Anyways, so do you want some other signal? Maybe someone who's inside the room but can signal somehow, or we don't want you to be like, oh, it's time to go, and there's not a good opportunity, and be like, Unity hit it, and then that would be just no.
Yeah. It won't be Unity hit it. I don't want to implicate anyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Sheriff. Thank you.
Oh, geez. I mean. What do y'all? I don't want to make it now, because that's tipping our hand. something innocuous that I wouldn't say by accident. I mean,
Yeah, maybe you just gotta pick like an unsafe word.
Unsafe word. Midnight.
All right.
Midnight. All right. So I want to be really clear. You say midnight, and the second I hear you say midnight, and only you say midnight, because other people might say the word midnight.
It's going to happen at night. People will probably be throwing that word around. I'm already regretting it. Should it be something else?
No, I think it's good because it's just if you say it. People can say whatever they
All
want.
right.
We're tracking you. And then we'll also just say...
If you have to talk about midnight in another context, just say 12 a.m.
Yeah. The middle of the night or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all fine. The other thing is, if people just start fucking throwing hands or stabbing, we'll just fucking go for it.
Yes, please and thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have it within like 5 seconds of shit going down if it's not midnight.
Sheriff says midnight, and at that point, we cut
I mean, if we're lucky, we'll get through this fucking quick.
the video.
The parade might not be that long. So if we can get you into that place by like 11 p.m., fucking no one will even think of saying midnight.
Yeah.
All right, and to be clear, so the video is going to go on. Are we cutting back? Are we cutting back to view the carnage?
I think there was talk of, I was thinking, Matthew Theobald comes into the video. He says he's the prince now. Just in case there's any shadow of a doubt, maybe you show that it's done in there.
All right, I'm going to need signal for that too.
I mean, he can just tell us cut back because we'll be watching the live feed and playing the video, right?
At that point,
That's true.
we
We'll
can
have
dispense with
access to both. We'll
cover.
see that, and that'll be the preview for the next. Yeah. No
You'll-
problem.
You'll be able to use your discretion on that as well.
Okay.
All right, so we're set. There's somebody from Red Cell knocking on the front door. It's probably for you guys.
Oh, hell.
Is there anything
I
you
hope we haven't been monitored in here.
Well,
I mean, you're the expert. Or have we been?
I
don't
mean,
know.
not
I
as
don't know
far,
how any of us are supposed to know.
not as far as I knew, but
that's fine.
You're not a traitor, are you, Barty?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're not having that kind of conversation right now.
Okay, they're
Everyone
knocking
here
at the
is
door.
fine.
If you want to have
Do you
a
want me
plan,
to get the
Val,
door?
okay, get
Hang
out
on.
of the locker. and
Take
just-
this gun and just, that's what I...
He's
Well,
gonna
Val still has her gun and stake. She didn't.
But Evangeline
hide
does.
it.
Oh, okay.
but her silver stake is gone, so he'd
But
give you
she
another.
just a wooden stake.
Yeah, but he'd give you another wooden one to cover the loop.
Ah,
You don't
perfect.
be missing
Yes.
weapons.
Yeah.
But Barty at this point just shoves you all out of the evidence locker.
Okay.
It goes back so Unity can't fucking question people's traitor status.
Yeah.
And you can try either answer the door because you can hear pounding on it, or anything you want to say to each other. These brief moments before you have to answer the door.
It's just Everett handing out weapons then, and a stake to Val, but a handgun and extra stake to Evangeline, and just saying, these are for being confiscated here.
Okay.
And Everett will go to the door himself and open it.
And you open the door to see an operative from Red Cell in full armor, mask, everything, standing there saying, "Your limo has arrived." There's clearly a voice changer being used on this person, which for you, Everett, based on your earlier successes, confirms your earlier assumption, which is they are trying to disguise how many kindred versus how many mortals are here and who is who, because they've never bothered with this as
Yeah.
Red Cell before.
Just out of curiosity for Everett, who is he dealing with here? Can he tell if this person has a pulse or anything like that?
That's a great question. Roll me a wits and awareness. Anybody else who would be scanning this operative in their masks? You guys saw coming across the street the same things that Everett did. I would say, Evangeline, you don't really have the tactical awareness, but Val, you would.
Okay. 2 successes for Val.
It's a big pool, but only 2 successes for Everett.
Oh, do you want me to roll two?
Only if you're trying to figure it out. I think you're just kind of accepting things as it goes
Yeah.
because you didn't pick up the dice. With the 2 successes, you're not 100% sure if this person is mortal or kindred, but you would guess based on the speed that they are moving and the general, especially for people who, like for you who has celerity or for you who fought a lot of vampires, this person seems professional. They seem put together. You're not seeing supernatural speed. You're not seeing any signs of strength in terms of the stance. Your guess would be this person's mortal.
Interesting. Just something that Everett kind of flags of, like, if they're not using kindred to escort us, where are they placing their kindred? And then not a thought that he voices, but just kind of a, I wonder. And he'll say, everyone ready to go?
Ready when you are, Sheriff.
All right. Lead on, Red Cell.
Unity. Can we say that Unity has heard about the parade and what's going on?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unity was part of figuring out how to lay out and wire the big screens outside.
Yeah.
Unity was part of setting up the broadcast
Yeah.
through the town. Unity has more information than this party does on where this is going.
Unity is gonna yell to Everett, "Good luck, babe."
He's not going to know the reference. He's going to be like, babe. But he's like already on the way out, like, over familiar. Like,
He'll get it later.
yeah.
So you are all escorted through security by the Red Cell operative that is leading you to a limousine that has been decked out for all of you that waits with a door open in the back for you to get in.
Everett will take off his hat and get in.
Val?
Val will put her sunglasses on and get in.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
and also Val, make sure that all her rings are flicked so there's no silver on top of them.
Very smart. And Evangeline?
Evangeline is Evangeline. She is.
She loves that she has to do this. She
Yeah,
loves being here.
There's a job to do, and she's nervous. So she's just going. She's going through the motions that she meditated about, prepared herself,
Yep.
that she visualized.
You all climb into the limousine, which starts to pull away. You look at the sidebar where there's normally ice and champagne and other things, and you see that there is a bottle, a champagne bottle that has a blood drop logo on it that says courtesy of the prince. Do you want to check it out, or are you going to leave it? It's got glasses. It's got everything else.
Everett's not going to touch it.
Val will give a look at Evangeline, and then, do you want any of this, Clark?
I'm not drinking it. I don't know. Maybe he's poisoned us. I say we pour a little in each glass, make them wet, and dump them somewhere.
Sheriff, you want me to do that?
I don't know. I'm miles away right now. I'm not drinking any of that. I want to be as sharp as I can. If this is got booze and blood in it.
Yep.
Your guest looking at the bottle from where you can also hear it. It's been carbonated. Someone did carbonated champagne blood for this ride.
Wow.
I don't see the purpose in drinking it unless you're right. Maybe it would be insulting. Sure, open it. Let's have a glass, and I'm not drinking it, but y'all can do whatever you want.
That's fine. We'll just open it. Val says, opening it, pouring the 3 glasses, and then setting the bottle back down, and nobody's touching them.
Yep. 3 glasses and an open bottle of blood champagne sit in the side of this limousine as it rolls forward. And that's when all of you are engulfed by an explosion.
This episode of Canada by Night features the voices of Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, and Laura Hamstra, alongside storyteller Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra. Canada by Night's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. And our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. Canada by Night is a spin-off of the Dum Dums and Dice series Blood and Syrup. If you want to hear about what happened to Everett before he came to New Haven, look for Blood and Syrup anywhere podcasts can be found. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Sleep well, my kindred. Sleep well in this world of darkness.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L., Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head,
Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky.
Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.